And it is 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific Standard Time here in Los Angeles. You're going to have to spring forward come Sunday, I hear, unless I'm mistaken, and I am never mistaken. It is Wednesday, March 8th, 2023 AD. That's right, daylight savings time is coming. Whew, coming quick. We're going to have to get up an hour earlier every day. Whew, brutal. But it will stay light later, according to the clock, which is fake news. The clock is even fake news. Going to have a fun, loosey-goosey Wednesday show, guys. And, hit it. What's today?
Hello, my friends, and happy International Women's Day. Sophie and I are proud feminists and are raising our daughter and our sons to believe that an equal world is a better and more powerful world. Today, we join people all over the globe to celebrate the remarkable achievements that women have made in every sector and sphere. Canada's history is full of incredible women, from Thérèse Casgrain to Viola Desmond to Nellie Cournoyer, who deserve recognition and applause. We have achieved real progress in advancing women's equality, especially in the past decades, and much of that progress is due to the tireless and passionate efforts of women. But on International Women's Day, we must remember that there is still much work to do. Women around the world receive lower pay and fewer promotions. They are denied legal control over their bodies and their reproductive health. And they face much higher rates of violence, harassment, and verbal, physical, and sexual assault. All of these issues are compounded for Indigenous women, women of color, and trans women. This year, Canada's theme for International Women's Day is Equality Matters. I hope we take this to heart and let it motivate our words and actions. And let's not forget the essential role that men have to play to advance gender equality in our society. On International Women's Day, let's honor the remarkable women in our lives and in our history, and today and every day, let's work together towards a more positive, just, and equal world.
Wasn't that beautiful? Shout out to Based Justin Trudeau 2017 International Women's Day. That is today. It's Wednesday, March 8th, 2023 AD. And speaking of based Chad politicians, I'm also going to be talking about Gavin Newsom. Newsom. Is he a reptilian? I disavow such harmful conspiracy theories. He's all about the baby killer tweets. And I have some baby killer tweet replies from people who are not necessarily fans of the abortion pill thing that Gavin Newsom is so fond of that he wants to boycott. He wants California to boycott Walgreens over it. Speaking of Walgreens, wasn't there looting in Walgreens in California? I think there was. It's also Holi today. Holi, Holi, I hear, I think, or this week. Some other mess going on. And Michelle Obama cried when Obama got kicked out of the White House. It became white on the inside White House with Trump in there. Of course, his administration was much of the same black on the inside. You know, it's hard to find good help these days. It just is. And stay away from the rap concerts. I told you about this in Hake News the other day. Glorilla concert. There was a stampede. I don't think it's Glorilla's fault. She's a lady. And it is Women's History Month, guys and gals. And we don't honor women, we cherish women. We don't respect women, we cherish them. So all that and your calls if you would like to call in. But anyway, guys, let's get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
Hey, guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I am wearing a nice Forest home. Not to be confused with Forest Lawn. It's not a graveyard. It's a Christian family camp. Forest Home Outfitters, 1934, with a nice little design thing. Right on. It's a nice material. Cotton. I like cotton. It doesn't stink as much as polyester. Stay away from polyester, you stinkers. I'm going to be reading your super chats. I do see them coming in from various places. I appreciate that, guys. But let me get to a caller first. How about that? A caller. Love Soda is on the line, also known as CJ, I think, from Texas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Good to hear from you, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Happy International Sandwich Makers Day to you, Mr. Hake.
Hey. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I
Shout
normally
out to
don't
the
eat
ladies.
bread, but I had to go get a sandwich today and just watch that nice sandwich maker make it for me.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, she was good at it.
Was it in Subway?
Yeah, I wanted to...
Did you go to Subway?
No, I don't.
You eat bread?
Yeah, I would never eat it. So Subway's trash, man.
Dang. Well, they probably are pro-illegal, so I probably agree with you.
Yeah, I got a women's history story for you.
Nice. Do you cherish
Yeah,
women?
it was. Nope.
Wow. I can tell. You're cold-blooded. Go ahead with your story. Women's history.
I'm like a reptile, like Gavin Newsom leany.
That was interesting.
Yeah, so I was hanging out with my friend and my other friend, who's my friend and his boss. They're both my friends. They're both engineers too. And his boss was just going off about how women can do everything men can do, and they're just as good as men at anything if they try. And I just said, no, man, women absolutely suck at math and science.
Stink. Sorry, kids.
And he's like, no, Cody, they don't suck at math and science. And I said, okay, hold on a second. So I grabbed a pen and paper and I just wrote something down. I handed it to my other friend, folded up, and I was like, just put that in your pocket for a second. I said, okay. So then I asked his boss, I said, I want you to name to me the 5 top female scientists in history. And he goes, okay, well, there's Marie Curie. And I said, okay, what's your number 2? He goes, I said, just stop. Just stop. And he's like, okay. And I asked my friend, I'll take out the paper that I just handed you. He's like, okay. I was like, read it. And my friend is just super based, dude. He just starts laughing. And his boss says, he's all, what's it say? He's all, it says, Marie Curie, followed by a long pause if he even gets to number 2. And his boss says, he's like, man, Cody, you're mean. And I said, man, it's not like I can see the future, but it's so predictable how lame your guys' arguments are and how you guys always go to the same thing. And there's nothing past Marie Curie in all of women's history. And she actually gave herself cancer and died from her experiments. I was like, she's just a horror. Yeah. Anyway, you know, women can be really ambitious. And if they try really hard, they can compete with men.
Marie Curie, a Polish-French physicist.
Yeah, who worked at her husband's laboratory,
mildly
which no
attractive.
one ever says.
Nice. You know what the women will say. Have you heard this one? You probably have. A screenshot coming in to the folder. It's called screenshot. You ever heard this one where the women's accomplishments are just suppressed and they give the accomplishments to their husbands and the men and different things like that? They're like the assistants And they're the real brilliance behind these men who are supposedly great in history. Something like that. You ever heard that before? Something to that effect?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's predictable, too.
So, like, when I was in high school, I was talking with one of my friends about how men were better at math than women were, than girls were. And this girl says, just gets all, excuse me, Cody, but I have the highest grade in this class. And we were like, I think it was Calculus 2 or something, our senior year.
Wow.
So that's nice, Asia. You know what? I'm sorry. You probably go home and you study really hard every night. And, you're doing your homework and you study really hard. And I don't want to take that away from you. And
right.
She's like, well, thank you. And I said, here's what you need to know about me is I've never opened up that math book. I've never done one homework assignment, and I never study. And I'm only 3 percentage points behind you.
It just comes more naturally.
Like, well, I was like, what you do with trying really hard, I don't even try. I almost sleep through this class.
Yeah.
That's how easy math is for me because I'm a boy. And she was through the roof, man, with her little femi anger. And, but, I mean, there's nothing you can say about it. Women are just not, they're not meant to do what men do. And men aren't meant to do what women do. And
fair point,
they
man.
Just want to, anyway, the greatest part of women's history is they gave birth to some man that did something awesome.
Nice.
Yep. Take care, man. Have a good day.
Thank you. Love soda. Take care to you as well. CJ out of Tejas. Evil is real. Loves soda. Hates juice. Or does not like juice. Doesn't hate anything. Doesn't hate anybody. And Seesaw, Lady Seesaw concurs. What am I, black and misusing words? Hake misuses words as well. Math is hard, like I'm being dead serious. Barely got up to algebra. Yeah. So this is Mary Salomea Skolorosoa - Curie. What does she do? I feel like there is something Curie related to her. Born in Warsaw, Poland, the Kingdom of Poland, part of the Russian Empire. Nice. Isn't she mildly attractive there? I think so. Right on. Also French. Pioneering research on radioactivity. Oh, so that's how she gave herself cancer. Well, rest in peace, Marie Curie, or however you say your name. Appreciate that. Thank you, Evil is Real, for the tip on that. Hey, Flo Shinsky, nice to see you. Oh, what's up to the Facebook crew? Ashley has an upside-down smile. Maybe because this is too slow. This is too slow. This hake is too slow for these ladies. Nice. So let's talk about Gavin Newsom. I mistakenly, in Hake News, called him Gavin McInnes. I'm a based beta governor, Gavin McInnes of California, but it's actually Gavin Newsom. McInnes is another guy. Gavin McInnes could be considered my competitor, but Gavin Newsom, no competition. He's more competition for Justin Trudeau, whom you saw at the beginning of the show. This is from QZ, I think, which is Quartz Media, something like that. California cuts ties with Walgreens after the pharmacy stopped selling abortion pills, not to be confused with Plan B, in 20 states. I have the headlines and some tweets and stuff, a bunch of tweets and replies, but Governor Gavin Newsom sent a strong message to companies that put women's lives at risk. Psst. Healthline reports Walgreens says they won't sell abortion pills in these states, 20 states. Here's why. So the decision was made in response to a letter written to them by a group of 20 Republican attorneys general, AGs, warning Walgreens and CVS, by the way, formerly known as Save-On, right, that they could, I could be wrong, that they could face legal consequences if they sell abortion pills by mail in their states. Medication abortion is what it's called. It includes mifepristone, something like that. Don't quote me on that. Medication abortion is the most common abortion procedure, according to Healthline, accounting for about 53% of abortions, meaning baby killings, in the United States of America. And we talk all big about the Holocaust. You know how they, according to the reports, the Germans, the Nazis, killed 6 million Jews, 10 million people or something like that. But we've, not me, I don't think, in America, the so-called Americans, the ladies, and I may be using the term loosely, but some of them have become ladies. Because just because you killed a baby doesn't mean you can't become a lady. Become a ladylike lady. Shout out to the ladies. It's history. It's ancient history, you know? Once you realize you're wrong, as JLP says, forgive yourself. Extend mercy to yourself, maybe. I don't know. That's a takeoff from JLP's biblical question this week. And the so-called doctors who pledged to do no harm according to the Hippocratic Oath, or however you call that guy's name. Hippocrates? Hippocrates? I don't know. Do no harm. Okay, let's kill the babies. And sometimes the women die too. And hurt the men's feelings because the men don't want their babies killed, usually. Sometimes the men are like, yeah, kill the baby. But sometimes the fathers are like, where's my choice? Where's my reproductive rights? Well, Gavin Newsom, not to be confused with Gavin McInnes, who was the creator of the Proud Boys. Proud as in proud of Western civilization, not proud of degenerate stuff. Generally. They shouldn't be anyway. Proud of Western civilization, I think. And proud not to be all into the pornography and all that stuff. That's Gavin McInnes. He's better than Gavin Newsom, I think. No one's better than anybody, though. Here's Gavin's tweet. Gavin Newsom tweeted. He's the governor, beta governor of California with the beta baby. California won't be doing business at Walgreens or any company that cowers to the extremists, oh Lord, and puts women's lives at risk. It's so funny. He's calling us what he is. Extremist. Extreme. Far-left extremist. So here's his... Oh, there he is. Look at that baby. Gavin Newsom with his little child. His child... His wife didn't commit an abortion. His new wife there, they had that baby. What does it say? Husband to Jennifer Seibel Newsom. Father. 40th, is it 40th? Is that what it says? Governor of the state of California. Well, good for you, man. That's pretty good that you were able to find that. Oh, yeah, there it is. He's the former San Francisco mayor, by the way. Former lieutenant governor of California. And so he tweeted that out, what I just read to you guys. And he's like, we're done. We're done with you, Walgreens. Walgreens say that they champion, in this little headline there, it says, we champion the health and well-being of every community in America. Meaning they're liberal kiss-ups themselves. Champion. Psh. And, of course, Gavin Newsom, by the way, shout out to Gavin Newsom. He reads the same commie nonsense network that I read. A CNN article. Hey, Walgreens will not dispute abortion pill in 20 states. It's not even, has nothing to do with California. And yet he's wants every state to be killing the babies. He wants to protect women in every state. The evil in the women that wants to kill the babies and not be responsible for their actions. Because usually they're not raped, okay? And usually they're not life of the mother at risk. And usually it's not incest. And the only legitimate baby killing is in the case of the life of the mother, I guess. By the way, they do sell Plan B, Walgreens does, which is also, some say it's not an abortion pill. I think our resident, not historian, health expert, Lisa, over on Facebook, says that Plan B is not an abortion pill. It doesn't kill the baby. It prevents it from conception or something like that. Somehow. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if she says that, but somebody says that. Some people say that. Per a friend of mine who works at Walgreens, he said this, they do still sell Plan B, but this one is medication abortion. That's you have to be prescribed, have it prescribed by a doctor, a so-called doctor. But anyway. So anyway, lots of replies. Let me read some of these replies to this tweet, because some of them are funny to me. What was the first one here? Oh, yeah. DC Drano's all. Walgreens has to lock up their toothbrushes and deodorant because of the crime in your state. Pretty sure they're done with you, too. They're not, I don't think. They have like 500 or 600 stores in the state of California, which is a big state. It's a big state. It's like the second biggest state for them as far as number of stores that they have, although they do close a bunch. 5 Times August tweeted, "Oh no, what will they do without all that looting? 15 Walgreens in San Fran have shut down, according to this news report, Not the Bee." Sort of a center-left news outlet, Not the Bee. Or would they be called center-right? I don't know. NotTheBee.com. Associated with the Babylon Bee, who are supposedly Christian. Funny. The Christian version of the Onion, except funny. Shut down due to looting since 2019. 15 Walgreens in San Francisco alone. Here are some thieves stealing from one that's still open for now. Somebody's, there's been clips showed on probably the Jesse Lee Peterson show, the Hake Report. Somebody shouts, "Get a job." And these look like black people stealing. No, black people stealing? Let me play clip 11. This is from Truth Puke, also shared by Libs of TikTok originally. 2 brazen shoplifters casually caught on camera looting a cosmetics section of a hashtag Walgreens in Woodland, California. This is from, I guess, January. Look at them. Oh, can you zoom in on those bikes? That's a nice couple. That's funny. That's a funny picture, at least from far away. One of them, he looks like he's in his pajamas. He had a little bit more shame, and he took off, and then she stuck around. So here's the clip. It's about 48 seconds long, and I don't believe there's any cussing, guys. So clip 11. Let's hear it.
I don't know why y'all recording for when she said something herself. So let's see.
A lady's calling the police. They're just stealing off the shelves.
I'm at the Walgreens on Main Street. Can you send a police officer over here? These individuals are stealing the makeup.
And using Target bags.
Stealing the makeup at the store without no shame whatsoever.
No
It's a
shame
man
whatsoever.
and a woman.
So-called man, so-called woman.
Yeah, one already walked out with the bag full, and the other one's in here. The woman is taking it. She's all dressed in blue.
She's shaming women's history.
Now she's the male
Clumsy.
walked out, now the female's walking out, and they're using Harley.
Now they're running. Woodland, California.
Yeah.
in Yolo County, 15 miles northwest of Sacramento. Beautiful area, it looked like. So a woman was calling the police, but 911's a joke in your town. Should you call? You shouldn't. I don't know if you should be calling 911 over a shoplifting thing. Taking some makeup. Shout. Tell them to stop. Stop it. And I'll say it right to the camera. Stop it. It's ridiculous. But Gavin Newsom is outraged about the inability of women in Republican states to kill their babies by mail. Because mail away for the abortion pill, right? This was funny. Let's see other... Moving forward with more replies, and I'll plow through these, and then I'll get to calls, okay, guys? This one shocked me. Okay, Curie tweeted about Democrat governor jetted off to Mexico paradise as devastating storm lashed in his state. So these people are just trolling him. Because Gavin Newsom allegedly went to Mexico. Oh, this one is weird. Okay, this is the jump down to 6. This is Dave Rubin, based Dave Rubin, who is not a Christian, by the way, nor is he quite particularly morally straight in certain ways, but he tweeted a picture of, this is a little bit disturbing, kids maybe, or ladies. Ladies, cover your eyes. This is not for ladies or children. It looks like he has scaly neck. It's a drawing, I guess, a picture of Gavin Newsom as a reptilian, like a reptile with scales. And then he has a human flesh face stretched around him, strapped on around his Chad hair and his Chad white teeth, perfect teeth. And his black eyes. He has black eyes. That's disturbing. It's a disturbing image. Dave Rubin. Doesn't seem very Christian, but it's kind of funny because he's calling him evil or devilish or something. Because he's talking about killing the babies. And Dave Rubin's a liberal. I think he's fine with abortion, I thought. Crazy. So anyway, that's enough of that picture. Take that down. Go to the next one, please. David Wall, also not a Christian, I don't think, but he's a conservative guy, pro-Trump, I think. A lawyer, maybe. I think he's father of that other guy, Wall, Jacob Wall, who appeared at one of the men's conferences one time. LOL, the king of all business killers, strikes again. This time, Gavin is furious because Walgreens won't assist in his crusade to wipe out unborn children. You can't be thrown out of office fast enough, Gavin. And he probably won't be because they reelected him or rejected the thing. And some woman, I'm assuming this has to be a woman. Tell me it's a woman. Opelo, said, an abortion pill is a basic human right. Stop defending Walgreens. Wow, basic human right. An abortion pill is a basic human right. Back to basics, right? Whew. Casey says, Walgreens just became my pharmacy of choice. That's funny. So, reactionary. You hear something like the liberals hate Walgreens. Walgreens must be based. I know that's my pharmacy of choice. And some person replied to him, this is the devil's fighting. I'm sure you are saver-sized dandruff shampoo, meaning extra large dandruff shampoo, is going to fill the difference of millions of women not shopping there. Because, and I don't know if millions of women will suddenly not shop at Walgreens. I don't think that sounds reasonable. Maybe. That's a big overestimate, but women not shopping there because women are encouraged to worry their pretty little heads, to pretty their little worry heads by involving themselves in politics and thinking that they have a right to kill the babies in the womb. And somebody replied to this guy who said, Walgreens just became my pharmacy of choice. A couple of ladies said, it's nice that you have a choice, isn't it? Meaning like pro-choice. Women killing their babies, the choice, quote unquote, to kill the babies in the womb against the father's wishes and against perhaps the will of God, who knows? Ironic for you, a dude, to use the word choice in this particular battle. It's nice that you have a choice, isn't it? Says Elizabeth DeLune. These ones kind of tempted me to reply. Yes, Walgreens, stand tall. You could do it in all 50 states, though, and be even more solid, says Brian. And Carolyn Emol says a so-called man. These so-called women bashing the so-called men for not being for killing the babies. Ridiculous. Life News. I'm almost done, guys. I'm almost done. Life News reported this. The abortion pill kills babies and kills women. Abortion pill, they share an article. It's a Catholic website, pro-life website, I think. Abortion pill kills a 19-year-old girl in Canada. Causes septic shock. That, something. What was it? Septic shock after taking the abortion drug, according to Campaign Life Coalition. 19-year-old female used the abortion drug mifepristone and died of septic shock, a known risk of the drug. Brand name for mifepristone, or RU-486. Coupled with a second drug, misoprostol, which are used to kill unborn babies up to 10 weeks. Young woman's death believed to be the first maternal death linked to the abortion drug since it became available in Canada in 2017. A second woman died of septic shock in 2001 during a Canadian trials for this drug that's of question. The trials were halted as a result, according to the coalition. Abortion activists claim the drug, this is all Life News, right? Claim this drug is extremely safe for women. Extremely. But reports of women's death data and studies show the opposite to be true. Extremely unsafe, huh? According to them. Even the Health Canada government website warns women that the abortion drug has serious risks, including death. Pete Baklinski, a male, based Canadian pro-lifers, director of comms, communications at Campaign Life Coalition, said the young woman's and her unborn baby's deaths are a tragedy that could have been prevented. Terrible. I mean, did she choose that, the 19-year-old gal? Was that really her? Nice picture of her, huh? Shameful. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hey, nice. Okay, guys, thank you for bearing with me through that. Love soda does not like juices. There's no such thing as rights. Yeah, maybe so. Let me get to Nick in the UK on the line. Nick, how are you doing, man?
I'm okay. Are you?
I'm fine as well. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, it was just no, not a problem at all. It was just a point I wanted to make across. I was listening the last bit of Joel's show last night before I dozed off, and he was talking about TikTok. And there was a point I wanted to, at that moment, I did want to give a call in because there was a valid, like an experience that I had, and from a female side of it as well, just related to what, TikTok's all about. And, I just wanted to just mention it, and then people go out there and have a look for themselves if it's right or wrong. But yeah, at the time, I downloaded TikTok. This is about probably a year and a half ago. And, all my friends had it, so I was going through it. And, through the algorithm, well, what I was seeing at that time was young girls that were, very sexually exploited. They were, these were schoolgirls that were doing things that, when I was growing up, my sisters never did these sort of things, like even really, you really heard about it, innit? Even friends of friends, innit? Yeah, of different cultures. They never, they weren't exploiting themselves. They were like the way these girls are.
Yeah.
And, majority of them have their school uniform on. And, I just feel like...
And they voluntarily did it, right? They voluntarily did it?
Yeah, this is like promoting themselves, isn't it? It's like advertising yourself. And, and then like, at that... That's because I've been listening to Jesse for like, must be over 2 years now. 2, 3, must be at least about 3-4 years actually, if I think about it. Because before, he's helped a lot in my life, and he's helped my wife a lot as well.
JLP,
and she's aware of. Yeah, yes.
Cool.
And he is a super cool guy. He's very, very smart. And like when you break it down, what he's talking about, really helps you see what's really going on in the world. Like, people have an inkling of it, but they don't really get the full grasp of what's actually happening because no one's there to explain it to them.
Yeah.
And, and he's, so going back to point, so I noticed that on TikTok, and then I deleted it. I thought, I can't be having that nonsense on my phone. I just want to try and be as productive as I can be, throughout the day. And then my wife, we talk, and she told me, I've downloaded TikTok. And then as soon as she told me she downloaded TikTok, I just said to her, okay, now you've downloaded it and you don't know anything about it. I'm just going to say, do you see what I had it before. She knew I had it before, and she knows I've deleted it. And I wanted to say to her, like, can you see what I'm seeing? And then if you are, just let me know. So she's had it for about a week, and then she's come back to me and she said, Nick, I could see what you were talking about. These girls are like, advertising themselves, exploiting themselves, not really knowing, the real danger that's heading that, their direction. Like, it's like likes and positive ticks and all of these, whatever works on, what they work on their algorithms.
Right.
And then,
to feed people's egos.
Sorry, repeat that.
To feed people's egos and keep them addicted.
It's feeding their own egos, but then it's like, like the greedy people out there that have greed. Not say you have greed for money and you have greed for food.
Right.
And you have greed for, like the people that have greed for like maybe sexual, things in it in the world. I don't know how to better explain it, but it's going to them, isn't it? And these people unwillingly are going that direction. They're children, end of the day. And I just felt like. Anyway, she's come back to me and she said, "Yeah, I can see what you're talking about." And then she deleted it, innit? And but the scary thing about it is I've got nephews ranging from males from 35 all the way down to 6 years old, and majority of them are still using this this application unknowingly, not knowing what it's causing, what it's doing to them, psychologically, what it's getting them used to. And I've got nieces in there and nephews, and it's interesting. For people more people need to be aware of that. And then another point I wanted to state as well, if I could quickly,
okay,
is that say from TikTok, say like if we use life experiences, how an adult develops. They have their foundation years, they have their intermediate years, and then they have like their senior years where they kind of have a better understanding of things. So if we use that same model, say for TikTok, so it's been exposed to young children in their foundation years, and they're doing this and that. So when they go to the intermediate years, they'll probably be testing more, they'll be doing more, whatever that may be for that year. But then say, like in their their years where they're at their peak, or, like where they have their peak understanding of things, their understanding of the world, not the true understanding of the world.
Yeah.
Are they, are they looking for OnlyFans? Are they going that way? Are they selling themselves in such a way now? And then obviously after that, there must be other levels of other levels of evil, you could say. The only way you could put it is evil, really.
Right.
Where these women are getting degraded. So then we go back to point then, it's International Women's Day. What are these women doing to protect the daughters, of tomorrow, innit? Because men are going to need daughters, innit? Real women that know how to conduct themselves, that are aware of things.
Yeah.
And, I keep hearing it, men are not attracted to women like that because they're not women, are they? They've lost that womenness, innit? Like that, their own self-respect in themselves. So what is International Women's Day about? Is it about what are they doing? Are they helping these people in TikTok? And what, there's got to be more done about it instead of celebrating all these nonsensical days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was it, really.
They're not for anything good. Because for one thing, this International Women's Day and Women's History Month, it's so phony. It's contrived. And I can't imagine that other than White History Month and Men's History Month, if I was a woman in identifying with the womanity of it, or my feminineness, I think I would feel kissed up to, and it would make me want to spit. And I can't imagine that the real ladies are falling for this, But that's on top of it. But at its root, these people who are promoting this stuff, they're for killing the babies. They're for, the sour grapes about how women are supposedly paid less than men or something. And all kinds of just bitterness and false notions of equality, which is not even a real value that anybody should be pushing for. You know what I mean? So they're not for what's right. They're for the misery of women and men and children.
Absolutely. But if I can make a quick point, we need to look at like a warfare, like a warfare scenario. It's divide and conquer, isn't it? Look at the majority of the people. There's men and there's women. How do you break them down? And then after you broke them down, how do you break them down again? We could see all of the narratives that are being played right now. But it's time for people to really, get a real grasp of what's really going on.
Yeah.
And then, take action. Take actions. You can't just watch. If money talks, end of the day, if you're seeing businesses promoting things and doing things that you don't want, don't pay for it. Even foods as well, where you're getting food full of nonsense and chemicals and toxics in there. Then why are you paying for it? Go find somewhere else and go get the better food. Then money talks, end of the day. And one last point as well. I watched Trump's C-SPAN, innit? And the guy's on it. The guy knows what he knows. He knows a lot more than what we know, but he's working at our pace.
Interesting. You think so?
Mm.
I think you may be right on that. He knows. I don't know. I appreciate him.
He's working on. Yeah. He's. You know what? He's thinking what a lot of people are thinking anyway. Really.
Right.
And it's not just in America. It's in the whole world.
Yeah.
Like personally for me, like when the coronavirus hit, I just for some reason I was just looking at him and how he was going on as a leader. And Jesse goes, you don't follow any man, but I was just taking on his points, and then afterwards I do my own due diligence, look into it myself.
Uh-huh. And
majority of the time he was right, You can't lie. You can't knock someone that's right,
True.
We all know where this virus has come from. We know what the vaccine's about now.
Yeah.
There's a lot we all are aware of, but for some reason, we're kind of we're still tied down to kind of going along with these narratives for some reason. And I get it. It's the world that we're in. It is. It's a corrupt world that we're in. But
it is.
I do feel Trump was on. He made some very valid points, and for the people and for yourself as well, maybe going forward, isn't it? When he's hosting these sort of moments, maybe you should, tune in, and the people that listen to you, that follow.
Oh, you cut out there, Nick. Your time is up, I guess. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. You were saying the people who tune in something.
Yeah, I think you guys should host like a watch party or whatever they call it.
Oh, okay. Nice idea.
And like your crew, and like the people that don't normally listen to you because you debate a lot of people, maybe they might, find something interesting in there, what's being said.
Right.
And that's it, mate. That's it.
Thank you,
all
Nick.
the best to you, cool.
Appreciate it, man.
No worries, no worries.
Take care.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Peace, bye.
Bye. Yeah, you guys bashing Trump all the time. You just don't appreciate what's in front of you. Some of the people are very bitter. There was a guy who was, speaking of what he was talking about with Nick from UK was talking about, there was a guy who on my BitChute who said, what did he say? I'm on BitChute, by the way, guys. I don't stream live there because there is no live streaming on BitChute. But he said, okay, J6 debunked, right? History rewritten. Another inbred Jew, Nazi, F word for not morally straight, Mason, Trump shill, go get your king, pedo, PDF, F word for homosexual, Messiah, Trump, death shot, Trump is Epstein's pimp. As a Omega Media told me in a comment, I think I might have disliked his comment. But, man, don't be so bitter. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Yes, I do, Tennis Shoe. It is indeed International Women's Day. Equality matters. Sophie and I are proud feminists. I feel like I'm talking kind of like, who's that proper guy who used to be alt-right? Richard Spencer, but I'm trying to imitate the beta Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Here's a clip from International Women's Day from Mercedes-Benz. Isn't that a German company? Unbased, debased German company. Is Mercedes-Benz German? I don't know. It's a fancy car company. And they're putting out social justice drama, phony stuff, and they're pushing it on kids. Be one of many. International Women's Day 2023. I searched it on YouTube. This is how I came across it because we're cherishing women for Women's History Month and especially International Women's Day. Somebody gave me a tip that it is it. So here it is, clip 12B, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. And it has some nice music and drama and some creepiness to it, in my opinion. But you do the math. Here it is.
Okay, next one. Sit down.
Little girl sitting down for a photo shoot.
This is what it looks like to be exceptional, to stand out from the crowd, to make history. But what if women didn't have to be exceptional? What if they didn't have to be the first, the best, or the only woman? What if being a female engineer wasn't remarkable?
Chinese girl.
What if women and men could compete as equals?
Little redhead. Children's choir. Little black girl playing drums.
I don't want to make history. I don't want to be the only woman. I want to be one of many.
Whoa. I'll do what I want. I'll say what I say. Something like that. Little boy's looking sidelong at her, giving her the side eye. Is that an Asian girl or is she mixed? Part Asian, part white. Who knows? With her British accent. And the description of this from March 7th, 2023. Yesterday, Mercedes-Benz, from racing to science to CEO, women are still the exception. They make history simply because they're the first or the only woman to achieve a success. It's subscribed to Mercedes-Benz on YouTube. It's time women, I might even have this screenshot of this actually in International Women's Day folder. Come to think of it, I forgot that I did that. It's time that women are no longer the exception, but surrounded by many other women. For International Women's Day 2023, this car company, it's a car company, right? Mercedes-Benz, the Asians like their thing, is sharing this message with the world and proudly introduces 3 women from the Mercedes-Benz family. Oh, it's a family. Who tell this story of being the first or only woman. Wasn't that creepy? Wasn't that... What? Children. Using the children to push that propaganda. Sort of remind... It was a cool commercial, though, to be honest. Wasn't it a pretty cool commercial, Hassan?
It really was done well.
Yeah. It was like the right drama, the right child's voice. Cute little girls. Serious look on the Asian girl's face. My goodness. You can show yourself on this because he's an artist. Our board operator is also an artist. Did you know this? Hassan, give your review of this Mercedes-Benz commercial.
I mean, Mercedes-Benz does it right.
That's true.
High quality company.
Yeah.
German engineering.
That's right. And there's German social engineering.
Unfortunately.
Globo homo social engineering.
Someone's rolling over in his grave.
I know. Who would that be?
I don't know.
The founders of Mercedes-Benz. Hitler drove a Mercedes, yet they canceled Kanye, says Christopher Withers. And we disavow Hitler, I guess. But not Kanye. Kanye is nice. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to disavow. But, man, the music was so nice. I lowered I felt kind of funny because I'm like, is this copyright music? But maybe it wasn't.
And maybe they made it just for the commercial.
Yeah, it might have been original. Mercedes-Benz original. Hake thinks BMW and Mercedes are the same thing. No, I don't. Beamer. How does Beamer have a W in it? But, wow. It was clever. And it was like pounding. They brought in the drama at the right time. Nice.
They really did.
Yeah. Don't worry. I have less disturbing children's music, hopefully, coming up in the top of the hour. Okay? Some of you might find it disturbing, but I don't think it's disturbing at all. It's legitimately children's music. Christian music, too. About love and all that stuff. Does this mean you ain't playing Hake music now? No, I will be doing that. So, International Women's Day 2023. Had you ever heard of this before, Hassan?
Women's Month?
Yeah, or International Women's Day.
Oh, today's specifically the day?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Inside the month.
Right.
Nice.
What to know about the day and how to hashtag embrace not embrace equality, hashtag embrace equity, which is an even more communist of a communist buzzword. Mike Snyder, USA Today. Oh, male? By hugging yourself today, you can show solidarity with women across the world on International Women's Day. People are being asked to embrace themselves. I have a book cover by somebody who embraced herself, Michelle Obama, as a public show of pledge to embrace equity, which is this year's International Women's Day theme. Who started this? IWD 2023. To get the aim of that is they have a website. What website? Why equal opportunities aren't enough. People start from different places, so true inclusion and belonging require equitable action. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it has a pretty little mildly attractive black gal hugging herself. I did not grab this clip for you guys, but oh, my goodness. Whoa, I didn't scroll through this article. They have tweets and everything. Let me see if I can share this thing. The day calls for action to advance equity. So in other words, it's a bunch of communist mumbo-jumbo garbage stuff. Let me just pull these into the folder here, guys. And then I will get to more of your calls, guys, I promise. If you refresh the folder, there's a couple more screenshots of people hugging themselves. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. For those of you who are listening on audio podcasts, I put my hands on my shoulders to like pretend like I'm hugging myself. Like this gal is doing, if you're watching the video feed. Hashtag Women's Day tweeted, Desiree Galich is in Germany, shows support ahead of hashtag IWD 2023 and steps forward to embrace equity. And I'm reading like Hassan. And be part of a global narrative aimed at bringing positive change for hashtag women everywhere. Purple Heart. Not to be confused with the Medal of Honor or whatever. Groups worldwide are mobilizing communities via important conversations. And there was another one of a black gal hugging herself over like the shoulder all awkwardly. Women, so corny. Hake just hugged a man. says it's the real Mr. Mad. And then he says, gay, confirmed. No, I disavow. Woman Wednesday, says Lisa. Yes. Shout out to the ladies who listen to Hake. Those are real ladies. If there are such, yeah, there is such a thing as real ladies. Nice. We love you, ladies. Anyway, we cherish women for Women's History Month, and we're playing some Christian little girl women's music for you guys and gals. This is Practice Makes Perfect by, I guess they're called the Butterflies? The Butterflies. From Bullfrogs and Butterflies. I remember this from my childhood. I wonder if it's the original. I think it is. Don't know the year, but Bullfrogs and Butterflies, both been born again. It's Christian. All right, guys. Enjoy. Press mute. Cover your ears. Or grin and bear it, you musical Philistines. And I'll be right back for hour 2 to your calls and more fun stories. Be right back. Isn't this nice? This is getting out of hand. It just gets worse. Wasn't that nice? Nursery music. Hake, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. What the heck? What is wrong with you, Hake? Oh, my goodness. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Oh, Lord, I'm turning red. I'm blushing. Is this a cry for help? Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's Christian. He practice love and patience, and you'll become perfect. It's Woman Month, Hake, not Autism Awareness Month. Hey, stop with this retarded music. I disavow the R word. But anyway, guys. This song is older, isn't it? Yeah, it is an older song. Oh, Lord. Hake shows how much he loves his audience. Yes, I do. It's not a PDF sounding song, Tar Baby Yoda. That's your thinking. Was it even a girl? Anyway. Whew. Yeah. All right. Let's hear from a manly voice, shall we? Let's get to a call here. William in California on the line, and then I'll get to Super Chats, guys. How you doing, William?
Good morning. How you doing, man?
Doing fine. Thank you, man.
Good. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but what day is it again?
It's Wednesday, March 8th.
No.
International.
You said women.
International Women's Day.
What?
Yeah.
What have they done?
What haven't they been allowed to do?
They've been on the news all the time. I've seen that thing in the Walgreens you showed. It's like a bunch of monkeys, and then you got these others crossing the border to get some surgery.
Yeah.
It's fake everything. Fake hair, fake eyelashes.
I know.
Everything. So, really? And I think somebody called yesterday and said, you're not allowed to talk about the blacks. They're in the news every day.
Oh, really? Somebody actually said that? I didn't catch that one. That's funny.
You were on... Somebody told you that all you do is talk about the blacks.
Oh, one of them said all I do is bellyache.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
About the truth?
Yeah.
It's called the news. And you're in it every day.
Yeah. Terrible.
Happy Women's Month. Oh, there's a story about some black kids. They ransacked a restaurant in Queens. There's some footage. You might want to show that.
Okay. Thanks
Every
for the
one
tip,
of them
man.
came from a black woman.
Shameful.
Yeah, well, you're not allowed to talk about them. Well, you women are not all like that, but...
Right.
Jesus Christ, you guys.
Oh, you can't say that.
Well, oh my God, guys. He's my God, too.
Right. Nice.
Oh, boy. In the news every day, and then you got callers calling and said, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the blacks?
And then they want to talk about, it was an insurrection on January 6th.
Anybody that says that doesn't have any common sense. You need to look at the last sentence in the First Amendment.
Yeah.
Goofball. Okay? Sitting up there talking about something, I told you about using Google without brains.
Yeah. It's terrible.
You have a right to be there. You don't have a right to tear up everything, but I tell you what they know. It's all coming out now. Tucker had one of the federal police, one of the guys on TV last night.
Was it a black Capitol Police officer?
Yeah.
That he interviewed?
It's all coming out. Mm-hmm.
And what
Seems like it was planned.
A sensible guy. He said that I heard that somebody said that he said that it was a setup.
It is.
And
a lot of people in Trump hats.
It looked like a setup in that, the people walked into a trap, and some of them may not have been normal Trump supporters.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I remember there was like this Hispanic guy who got caught up, and he pepper sprayed a cop or did something bad to a cop. But typical poorly raised guy who's trying to push for what's right, but he goes overboard. It's common.
Well, they claimed that 6 officers were killed that day. Straight up lied.
Yeah. I don't know if they said that, but they did say, another officer killed himself 6 days later or however many days later.
Oh, my God.
So that was Tariq Johnson, a Biden voter, according to Breaking 911, who was the black Capitol Police officer whom Tucker talked to. So an honest black
Yeah, he was.
man.
He was.
Nice.
He was telling the truth. He feels like it was a setup. He was there.
Right.
I tend to believe him than some of your callers, but it's just common sense that looks like a setup. I mean, and Trump has it's almost as bad as Juicy Slamont.
I know.
You know, you got a Trump supporter at 2 in the morning, sub-freezing temperatures.
Ridiculous.
Republicans.
This is MAGA country.
Yeah, so come on, blacks. We want to hear from you. I did this on purpose so we can rattle your cages.
Okay.
I'm not putting out their water bowl today. They're on the drip system.
Well, I appreciate it, William. Thanks for the call, man. Thanks for the tips.
Take care.
You as well. And happy women's... Never mind. I've said that word too many times, right? Let's get to some super chats. I am remiss in not reading the super chats, I guess. EBB gave a tip on Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/The Hake Report. Hi, Hake. Happy International Women's Day. See, I didn't even have to say it. Did you know that it's also National Proofreading Day? Wow. This country needs English. We speak English and grammar lessons more than it needs to be told that women make great leaders. And this is from Ekusole. A woman. Nice. Thank you. Ekusole. Ekusol. EQQOSOLE. Thank you. Appreciate that. Happy National Proofreading Day to you. And that was a well-written tip. Appreciate that very much. Some super chats from streamlabs.com/The Hake Report. Gregatron says, hey, Hake, you should replace your battle flag, as in this one, the Confederate battle flag, roughly. I think the real battle flag is square, but this is close enough, right? With the Betsy Ross flag, I think is what he says. Hold on. Personally, it's my favorite flag. Is that the one with the circle and the 13 stars? Because of the 13 colonies, maybe? Not sure. I could look it up. It's my favorite flag, and you won't get censored, so it's a win-win. It's also Women's History Month. Oh, yeah, Betsy Ross, a woman. Women doing women things like sewing a flag together, creating a flag, making designs. Nice. Are women good designers? They're good artists sometimes, right? I think so. Also, tell Joe from Phoenix I'm black, and I love the Hake Report. Thank you, Gregatron. Appreciate that, man. Gregatron. Could probably beat you in arm wrestling, Joe from Phoenix, Arizona. He's really a sleazy guy. He really is. Oh, my goodness. Just a malicious person. But, hey, aren't we all before we overcome? So we ought to overcome that, too. It's funny how I was reading those replies to those nasty tweets about, oh, it's a woman's right, choice, and dumb stuff like that. I was going to type, it's a child, not a choice. You know, like a nice little pro-life bumper sticker line. Get them with that thing. But it's just, like JLP says, two devils fighting, just egos. Why do you take sides? And if you look at it closely, the pro-lifers don't really care about the kids either. They're just emotional and on an ego trip, most of us. So I appreciate that lesson from church with Jesse Lee Peterson and the Jesse Lee Peterson Show and the Biblical Questions. Shout out, I'm on his network. Loves soda, does not like juice, but he probably loves the juice because he loves everybody. Says that song was so PDF. I say PDF. Then it belongs in an ice cream truck. I know, I did feel awkward, and I was blushing. Did you guys see me turn red? I don't know if you guys could tell. But it's too much of a classic. I had to share a song from my childhood with you guys. That's your dirty minds, to be honest. You guys calling it PDF file stuff. I'm pretty sure it's just your dirty minds. I certainly didn't suffer that type of mess. Loves soda, does not like juice. Gave another super chat. Very super chatty lately. I very much appreciate it. Says that's the East India Trading Company flag. Betsy Ross did not design crap. Sorry, kids. Search the East India Trading Company flag and look at the Wikipedia images. Where aren't we supposed to use infogalactic.com instead of Wikipedia? But thank you, man. Appreciate the tip. Betsy Ross flag. Yes, it is. It is an East India Trading Company flag. No, I don't know, man. Are you sure? East India Trading Company has like the British flag with extra red stripes on it. I'll have to get back with you on that, maybe tomorrow or this week. Evil is real. Appreciate that, man. Let me check over here on... Deus Intra. God Within. Gave a super chat on Rumble.com. Did you know you can give a super chat on Rumble? Save the cosmos, fire purifies. And he put no punctuation in it. Save the cosmos, fire purifies. And I read it as save the cosmos, meaning what, the universe or something like that? And fire purifies. Interesting. Thank you, man. I'm not sure what it means, though, Deus Intra. DEUSINTRA. God Within is what his username means. And he may well explain that super chat. Appreciate that, though. It's also holy. I'm not saying it's all so holy. I'm saying it's also holy. Holi. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought this was America. But no, it's not America. I don't recognize my country anymore. That's what Nick said in Canada because he saw so many Indians. But he didn't know what holy is. And I had to search this pronunciation on Google, and I have some pictures. Yeah. And they spell it Howley. Howley. But when you click play, it says holy. So H-O-W, according to a phonetic pronunciation, is not pronounced how. It's pronounced ho. Ho. What? How is it? And then L-E-E. H-O-L-I. Who knew? So I'm like, oh, it's pronounced Howley. I was like, is it holy or is it Holly? H-O-L-I, right? It's pronounced holy. And, I found out about this because Commie Nonsense Network, with their morning updates, said, what to know about Holi, the festival of colors. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reported, millions of people in India and around the world, because they're spreading their people around in Canada and America, and 2 of them are running for so-called president against Trump. Indians. Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, based Vivek Ramaswamy, gonna save us from the woke stuff or something, I don't know. Celebrating Holi this week. I don't know if those guys are celebrating it. It's a Hindu thing. Hindu? Isn't karma also Hindu or something like? You people talking about karma, anti-Christian, very secular people talking about karma. It's called you reap what you sow. Even dictionary.com, dictionary is fake news, says what makes Holi the most colorful event of the year? And they put a monochromatic blue thing with chalk on a person's hand or something. Not sure what that means. Fake news. Dictionary is fake news. Also kissing up to the India Indians. I call them India Indians to distinguish them from, when I hear Indians, I'm thinking American Indians. When Nick, comes by way of Canada, comes born in America, back to America by way of Canada. He thinks of India Indians because there's a lot of India Indians in Canada. So I like to avoid confusion. I feel like Injun is maybe a slur, so I try not to say that too disrespectfully, because shout out to the American Indians. Have some dignity. Your young people should not be committing suicide. And take care of yourselves, and don't mind getting kicked out of the tribe because you're better off not getting that money. So it's a Hindu festival. Colorful. I don't know if I feel like telling you any more about it. Spring festival lasts for 2 to 5 days. Whoa, 2 to 5. Best known for powders thrown over people who are celebrating. Whoa. Originated in India, large Holi celebrations take place United States, United Kingdom, Australia, and Germany. All the white countries, they're invading. Shout out to the India Indians. Do the tomahawk cake. Ah! Man, he's a bad influence. It's the real Mr. Mad had me doing that. I need to get my spittoon. Two! I say two to the people who are just kissing up to this type of stuff. Isn't yoga that type of thing too? Those ladies, women, fall for everything foreigner, don't they? The English name dates back to the early 1900s, comes from the ancient Sanskrit word holika, holi, olai, whatever. Name of a demon in the 7th century, according to legend, 7th century story, Ratnaval. Hiranyakashyap requires his subjects to worship him and him alone. His son is faithful to the god Vishnu. Whoa. Oh, so it's like a devilish or idol worshiping holiday or something. So Holi doesn't have anything to do with holy, and holy also has nothing to do with holiday. Holiday means holy day. Did you know that? Meaning it's holy, set apart for God, something like that. But this holy has nothing to do with that. It's set on the Hindu calendar, lunisolar, whatever that means, based on the whatever moon. Oh, by the way, it was a worm moon. Worm moon. Any of you farmers out there? Shout out to the farmers. Farmers listen to Hake. People who wrangle cows and cattle and pigs. Who's that guy who calls my show from the sundown town of Dayton, Ohio? Blaze and Hogs. And my caller, whom you guys don't like very much, or I don't know if you don't like him. Maybe that's too strong. But you guys call him Bad Takes Bobby from Texas. Also slings cows or something like that. Slings? You guys know about the Farmer's Almanac. So one of you guys, I think Blazing Hogs called me about the Farmer's Almanac. Tells you about what's going to happen, what's going down this year. Right on. Nice. They call it worm moon because I guess the American Indians noticed that either that earthworms showed up as the ground thawed or that beetle larva, which look like worms, emerge from the bark of the trees as it warms up in the springtime. It's the worm moon this month. March moon is the worm moon. Nice. Exciting. It's better than holy. But shout out to the Hindus. Any Hindus listen to Hake? Press 1. Or 4. Press 4. Nice. I'm going to get to Michelle Obama crying, but first let me get to a call or two, guys. You can call in 888-775-3773. 1-888-775-3773. Rick in Hampton, Virginia is on the line. Thank you, Rick, for holding there. Are you ready?
James, my brother, what's going on with you?
Not much. How about you?
Man, good. Man, everything's going good, man. It's good to finally meet you, man. Yep, man. So sure. I'm just calling and asking, man, what you think about the video on the insurrection, man? Well, so-called insurrection.
Yeah. I like that in a big way, people are telling the truth about it. I like that. And there's some new information, actual new information coming out, including, video footage, which is consistent with what we saw. Like, we saw people mulling around the Capitol building like it was a museum and being pretty respectful, orderly. Yeah,
give
peaceful.
them a Capitol tour.
Yeah, it was. That's no insurrection. I mean, granted, some people were a little rambunctious.
It was orchestrated all about the Democratic Party and the media. And here's my thing: it's like it's a day late to me, man. Like, what's good is going to do?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's good to get the truth out. Better late than never.
Wow. Yeah, I agree with you because that way, I like to see how most liberals going to take it. As the video come out, they probably going to say, man, they're going to do anything they can to make President Biden look bad.
I think I might have heard it on the Jesse Lee Peterson show that Trump called for the release of all the January 6th prisoners because there's people who are in prison to this day. There's a lot of people being persecuted still to this day from Charlottesville, which was a mostly peaceful protest on behalf of the whites that was attacked by blacks and Antifa and mainstream media and politicians and maybe cops kind of following politicians' orders, doing a setup on the whites in 2017. So there's a lot of injustice going on in the world, and it's been happening a long time, really. It's just another couple of big examples. These setups.
What, do you think the guys can get set up from January 6th?
Say again?
Do you think they're going to get set free? They should, because they didn't do anything,
Some of them did some people did something. I like that woman's low voice. Some of them did some stuff, but yeah, the punishment doesn't fit the crime. And the amount of time that they've spent in detention generally just doesn't fit the crime. It's a whole bunch of self-important liberal judges and liberal public defenders who are making these people read these anti-racism books and stupid stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. Public defenders, people who are supposed to be helping you, they're hurting you. And they're pretending like you're the wrong one. When a lot of these people weren't particularly wrong. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Yeah, I say the worst thing in the world, James, liberal blacks and liberal whites.
Yeah.
They are the worst thing there is, man. I mean, you talking about keeping chaos going, and you can throw the public school system in there, too, in these colleges. And that's where they train them. Well, the public school system is where they start, I guess, as liberal 101.
Yeah.
And when you get to, college, it's called advanced liberalism.
Yeah. And nowadays, even the private school stuff is that way. And so as not to be pointing the finger just at the liberals, us so-called conservatives, we're weak, too. Like, we're weak. Yeah, we're just continually caving. Not me necessarily, but I do a little bit. But caving.
Constantly, it's like we just can't, just if someone accuses us of something, it seems like we just, like we give up, and then I guess we go ahead.
We're worse at being good than they are at being evil, and then we try to turn. And then when we turn evil, then evil really wins. Some of us,
Yeah.
get mad and stuff like that.
What do you think we should do, though, Jay? Do you think we should just keep it moving, They constantly attack us.
I say just like JLP says, pray and watch, something like that.
That's all I've been doing, too.
Yeah.
And you've seen a lot of stuff unravel.
And then from there, if we're praying without ceasing and being, like the Bible says, self-controlled and alert, really, if we're really committed to stuff like that, I think that it'll be apparent what each person has next to do if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
You're asking what we should do about it. It'll become apparent what to do in your own life. And be united with people as don't be like divided from people just because you disagree with them about whether Jesus is God, for example, or whether the earth is flat.
Exactly.
Or whether whether the vaccine was Trump's fault or stuff like that. There's no reason to be separated from people that you agree 80% with, to use a line from Asmodor. He said, if I agree with 80% with JLP, why am I going to be pouncing on him just because he loves Israel, for example, you know? It's common sense.
Yeah.
Being common sensible.
I agree with
love.
that. I mean, and the vaccine, that's another. A lot of information coming out about the COVID now.
Right.
I guess a lot of people feeling that they've been duped now, so they sort of don't want to say too much.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, me too.
You know,
and I don't even really know the real story with all that stuff. Nor do I particularly care. I urge people to be healthy, get sunshine, eat right, get exercise.
That's all it took.
And I try to do that myself a little bit.
A mouthful, you didn't choke, man. That's all it took was healthy eating, keeping your immunity strong, and that's all it took.
Yeah.
All this people having dividing families, fussing at those, you spirit. Oh, God, man.
And
they did a good job dividing this nation over that virus.
Flat Sabbath says truth matters, Hake. And I agree, truth matters, but turning on people is what I'm talking about. Turning on people because they don't see the truth, or if they don't think the earth is flat, is not a good thing. But Flat Sabbath has been faithful, despite that I counter-signal the flat earthers all the time. So, not yelling at him. But go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Where's William from? I like hearing that brother talk, too.
Oh, he's from California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for y'all guys out there, man. Good Lord.
Don't feel sorry for us. We bring it on ourselves by staying here.
Hey, you know what? Y'all have a lot of homeless people out there laying on the road and stuff.
Uh-huh.
You know how you got in L.A.
Yeah.
They building tents and everything down there. So y'all have. So is that's still out there?
It is. It's ridiculous. Every time I see it,
dog.
I was out in the wild, right? I went to Willow Beach, Arizona, and I happened to see a tent on the shore of the Colorado River. And I'm like, every time I see a tent now, I'm thinking homeless people live there. When in reality, it's just a camper. It's just people camping. So they've poisoned my mind. It's terrible.
But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what they allowed that for, because they take the attractions from the downtown area. Normally, the downtown area is the biggest tourist attraction.
Right. Yeah.
You know, nobody want to go out and see all that homeless, man.
I know.
People selling drugs, using drugs, selling stolen stuff on the streets, man. Nobody want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. It's hurting businesses. It's hurting it's an eyesore. It's blight. And it's evil. It's shameful. And they should be ashamed of themselves and embarrassed, both the people who are doing it and the people who are allowing it, and the people who are enabling it. Because there's people who bring them food. Some people brought food. Some person brought food to a homeless. I don't want to call him a scumbag. To a homeless guy who was setting up shop and bringing his little friends out back, and we ran him off. And as we were running him off, and he was packing up his things, some person drove up gave him McDonald's. What? You're enabling. That's enabling. It's like when you enable a drug addict son to just stay home and be a bump on a log and be a drug addict. It's enabling.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Because I'm like this,
Go ahead.
Like if you see somebody, in the streets, and you never saw him before, I may give him $1, we'll give him some food. But if I come back tomorrow and see him there again, oh no, you ain't trying.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Well, I'll look at it. You're not trying. If I see you back here again.
I think JLP sometimes calls them thieves, because they're like driving nice cars. They're making bank, hundreds of dollars in a day, sitting outside the post office and stuff. It's crazy.
I can see Jesse. What the?
What the? Anyway, Rick, I appreciate your call, man. Good call.
Hey,
Good to hear
no
from you.
problem, Jay. Good talking to you there, James. Love y'all. Keep up the good work, brother.
Thank you. Take care.
Come on.
Bye. Nice guy. Nice guy. So, before I get back to calls, let me address some more super chats, guys. It is a half hour into the second hour of the Hake Report. What is a Chad? Asks the Scots-Irish Marine. Shout out to the Marines, and shout out to the Scots-Irish, who are not Irish, I've learned from Asmodor, our resident historian. What is a Chad? A Chad, well, in the context when I called that guy Gavin Newsom's hair Chad hair, it's like a good-looking guy who's like supposed to be manly and has no problem talking to ladies, something like that. Trying to give you a nice PG version. That's what a Chad is. Somebody who's like good-looking, strapping young man, not necessarily that young, but a phrase Sean says, according to Urban Dictionary, wait, am I correct? A phrase describing, but Chad is not a phrase. Chad is a word describing a stereotypical young urban white male, typically single and in his 20s. That's what Urban Dictionary says, which might be fake news, because usually it's like the Chad Hake Report listener versus the virgin. I say virgin like it's a bad thing. I guess male virgin. I don't know, whatever. There's no such thing. But anyway, the virgin Michelle Obama something light podcast, the light podcast listener versus the Chad Hake Report listener. Chad Hake Report is all strong and fit and sensible, and the virgin is all like skinny and decrepit and unhealthy and weak. That's what it's a meme. It's a meme. Oh, what a Chad is the phrase. Okay. It's usually derogatory, according to Sean. Huh. But no, it's usually a good thing. Loves soda, does not like juice, suggests I use the term scalawag. Use the term scalawag instead of scumbag. Don't say that too much, kids. In the olden days, it meant something bad. Really vulgar, but I didn't know it to be a vulgar thing when I was a kid. Chris gave a super chat on streamlabs.com/The Hake Report. Thank you, man. No comment. Gave he? Something like that. John WX25 says, cover your ears, kids. He literally says that, and I concur. He says, William is right, one of my callers, from the end of the first hour, I guess. Oh, no, the beginning of the second hour, after I played the children's music. Heading to Mexico to get Joe A-word, to look like a baboon A-word, to go with the fake hair. Well, John WX25, I will have you know, I don't know if that happens in Mexico. That was people told me that it was a tummy tuck in the chat, which is also bad. Anyway. But thank you, John WX25. Uncover your ears, children. Spoiler Alert gave a tip on Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/The Hake Report. Go deeper. Not only was J6 a setup, but so is the revealing that's happening now, via Tucker and others. All planned, including the Schumer reaction and what's to come. I would not discount that. I do think of Tucker as a good guy. But I don't think of Kevin McCarthy, House Speaker, as that good of a guy. You know, he's a rhino. He's a rhino. House rhino. Kevin McCarthy. He's no nervous Nancy Pelosi, I'll tell you that much. And I don't know if it's planned. It may be planned. He may have information that I have not, or he may be seeing stuff that's like clear that I don't see. Spoiler alert over there. My best all-time mod on the YouTube, over there on Hake YouTube. But we evil, which evil plays us. It plays the liberals. It plays the so-called conservatives. It plays even the whites, some of them. It plays the blacks like crazy. It plays the Jews. Some people think the Jews are the ones playing evil through everybody else, but evil is playing them and all kinds of stuff. And so evil just kind of orchestrates and people just fall into like a role. Like JLP has said, nobody's their own man anymore or woman. They're all just falling in, like what Evil is Real called in and said, loves soda. He's all, your arguments are so predictable. Human nature, fallen state human nature. Whereas, as Jesus said, with the Spirit, no one knows where it comes from or where it is going. Jesus said that in the Bible. Kind of like Trump. Trump said that he likes to be unpredictable. You never know what the reaction is going to be. Whereas it's more predictable when we're dummies, suckers, being played by evil. Whether we're standing up on the side of good or pushing evil. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Hope that made sense a little bit. This is the Dixie flag. Somebody asked what the Dixie flag is. This beautiful rebel flag right here. Dixie. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, I don't want to go. That sounds so bad. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, I just as soon stay home. That was a little bit of a bad, poor, slightly off key, but I found that on the Asmodor's TKR official Telegram. JLP Talk is on Telegram as well, by the way, guys. Let me get to JC in Little Rock, Arkansas. JC, thanks for calling, and thank you for holding. How you doing?
Hi, James. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Just a big old coffee these days, aren't you? You don't even show that rebel flag that I hate. Oh, my goodness.
Stay close to your phone. Are you also known as Jalen 8 or something like that?
Yes.
Oh, it's my second time hearing from you, or is it my third or something, or fourth?
It's the second time. There's always something wrong with my phone. So
oh, no worries. We'll try to make it work.
First of all, shout out to Maze. That lady is amazing.
Yes,
I love her.
I do too. If I love anybody, I love Maze.
I love her. I'm going to be nice today. So, first of all, aren't you like a Chad or a Kyle? Wouldn't you like qualify for that?
A Chad or a Kyle? Did you say me a Kyle?
Yeah.
Did you call?
I mean, like a Kyle is like a male Karen, but still.
Kyle, like Kyle, Jack Bauer, John Wick, Rittenhouse.
Oh, I don't know if I would associate my name with that, but you know how they call Kyles like male Karen.
I did not know that, but now I know. And knowing is half the battle. Thank you for the lesson.
No, you're more, until you said like a Chad was like people in their 20s, I was like, hey, because a whole Chad, like everybody who I know would consider you like a Chad type until you like tell people you're over 40, then they call you like a Kyle.
Okay.
And
is that a compliment? Or is that not necessarily a compliment? Or is it derogatory?
It's a compliment. Don't worry. I can be meaner later, but no, it's supposed to be a compliment towards you. You're a Chad.
How'd you come across the show again, man?
Again, I told you, I was watching clips of like New York, and I started watching all of the Fallen State things, and then I was like, this is not a real show. And then I was like, oh, it is a real show. And it gives me so much laughter every morning. listening to you and Jesse.
I appreciate that.
I'm sorry?
I appreciate that, man. I'm flattered that black people find Hake entertaining, because Hake finds blacks entertaining. And it's fun to be found entertaining. It's fun for the ego.
Remember to dislike the video.
Say again? Oh, dislike the video.
Remember to dislike the video.
All right. Nice.
I dislike it every morning.
How old are you, if you don't mind my asking? You have a deep voice like you're old, but you seem slightly
29.
immature. Say again?
I'm 29.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then I do need to apologize to you about something.
What's that?
So, and you know how, you can't judge a book by its cover. When I first started watching, in like the 2 months I've been watching, I really actually thought you were like they called you an expert. I thought you was like this super smart guy, all into like education and everything.
I am an
just
expert.
A pretty faced yes man.
I'm a pretty-faced yes man?
Yeah.
Man, I'm crushed.
Pretty-faced yes man, Jesse.
He's calling me a pretty boy. The heck?
No, that's also what a cat is, isn't it?
No.
I can't help
Chad is ruggedly handsome. If you're not ruggedly handsome, you're a pretty boy.
Do you want to be, ruggedly handsome or a pretty boy? You don't even like hugging yourself.
I'd rather be ruggedly handsome, like a man.
Oh, a man. That's why I wear my beard so long, and I do the pointing, and I say catchphrases like, "You know what I mean, jelly bean?"
Yes, I do. Tennis shoe.
Yes. You shouldn't be making me laugh because we're forever enemies. So, but that was a good one.
Right on. Are you a Christian?
I am.
How long you were raised Christian?
Yeah, I was baptized when I was 3, and then I made the choice on my own, to be baptized when I was 18. Yeah, I'm a Christian. I went to a Christian school as well. I'm very much a Christian. I pray for y'all a lot. You can ask Sean. I asked what his prayer request was.
Nice. That's kind of you.
Shout out to Sean. I like Sean.
You're a nice guy, man.
I'm not that nice. I still
I believe that. I believe that too. Nice people are also evil. So
speaking of evil.
What was I going to ask? I forget what I was going to ask. I don't know. But thanks for calling, man. I appreciate your call. We'll talk again. And an apology accepted, but I am an expert.
Can I say one more thing, just to ask you one more thing about like your biblical response
All right.
on Sunday?
Okay,
so the question was, I think your response was like, no, that Jesus doesn't sound like an example. But literally, almost Jesse is like one of the people that makes you like super happy. He gives you a job and probably a better home and stuff. Like, how could you not even recognize that? I know Jesse randomly says don't choose sides, even though he chooses sides and is evil in his own way. But you're his yes man. You're his commander. How do you not like appreciate the blessing he is in your life?
I appreciate his help. I'm just saying that. Why is Hake so red-faced? Asks, got your 6. I appreciate his help. I just said that Jesus' example, I assume that it helped others, but I don't know if it's not clear that it's helped me yet. Because look at me. I'm just a yes man, according to you.
Yeah.
So it's not that I don't appreciate the people's help, but the question was about Jesus, not about Jesse.
I'm still praying for y'all. I have one more question, but I know you got to go.
Yeah. Call me again sometime. Thanks, man. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Let me cover this quickly, and then I will get back to calls. Michelle Obama cried. Yahoo/InStyle reported she said she was uncontrollably sobbing or had uncontrollable sobbing after President Trump's inauguration. Michelle Obama opens up about her uncontrollable sobbing on the day of Trump's inauguration. She broke down shortly after leaving our greatest president, Donald J. Trump's inauguration, 2017, January 20th or so. The former so-called First Lady candidly shared in a new podcast that she's promoting her new book. And in her book, she's hugging herself. She said the emotions of leaving the family's home after eight years and resentment over Trump taking office overwhelmed her. So she's resentful about Trump. And then, by the way, I heard from the Jesse Lee Peterson show that she was upset at Trump's lack of diversity. Look at her. She's hugging herself. Is she purposely doing that? Embrace equity? Is she embracing equity for International Women's Day? But this book came out before that, during Women's History Month. This is her second best-selling book, by the way. I'm not buying that book, says Natasha. What's up, Natasha? That evil thing don't have tears. What the, says Lewin Graham. Funny. The light we carry, overcoming in uncertain times. That's Michelle Obama's book. And she dedicated it. Who did she dedicate it to? She's this busybody woman. I say busybody because she's meddling in Trump's business like Trump belongs listening to her or having her false values of diversity. Michelle Obama, The Light podcast. Silly. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, to all those who use their light to make sure that others feel seen. Talk about ego, huh? Terrible. But you ladies that listen to Hake, I hope you feel seen. That's why I read you guys' chats, to make you feel seen. This book is dedicated to my mom and dad, Marion and Fraser, who instilled in me the values I've long used to navigate the world. Poor parents, getting the blame for how Michelle turned out. Nah. Their common sense wisdom made our home a space where I felt seen and heard, where I could practice making my own decisions, be the kind of person I wanted to be. They were consistently there for me, and their unconditional love unconditional love, there you go, Christians. Michelle Obama's agreeing with you. Taught me that I had a voice very early on in my life. Shout out to the blacks. They get encouraged to use their voice all loud. Nice. I feel like I heard a black church encouraging a young girl, Aretha Franklin, to sing louder and louder and louder. That was nice. Nice encouragement, I guess. I'm so grateful to them for igniting my light. She has light. News to me. Am I one to talk? Am I a dark-hearted person? Anyway, that's Michelle. She has a table of contents, but shall I read it? Yeah. The Power of Small, Chapter 1. Chapter 2, Decoding Fear. Starting Kind, Chapter 3. Am I Seen, Chapter 4. My Kitchen Table, Chapter 5. Chapter 6, Partnering Well. Whoa, what's that mean? Meet My Mom, Chapter 7. Chapter 8, The Whole of Us. The Armor We Wear, Chapter 9. Chapter 10, Going High. Whoa, what do you mean by that, Michelle? Big Mama Michelle. Obama. Obama! Let the transgenders, illegal aliens in, Obama! So thank you for bearing with me through that poor Big Mama Michelle crying. She was uncontrollably sobbing for 30 minutes. Do you believe her? I think I probably believe her. Some of you guys don't think she has tears. But, you know, didn't she have her mother in the White House with her? Obama let his mother-in-law in the White House, living with them. Spoiled. And they were jet-setting around, taking vacations and stuff like that. Going to Hawaii, going on separate vacations, all kinds of stuff. Psh. Those girls, they're kind of cute. The daughters, Malia Obama, into those rap music. And the other girl, Sasha. They're a cool family. What a mess. I wanted to cover TikTok. I'll have to get to that next tomorrow, I guess. You know, I had a caller talking about TikTok, and they want to ban TikTok. They want to give Biden more a bipartisan want to give more power to Sleepy Joe Biden, which is Obama continued. I wonder if those tears went back up into her eyes, and she was gleeful at the injustice of Trump not winning his second term. But it's okay. Let me get to John in Kentucky. Kentucky John on the line. How you doing, John?
I'm excellent.
Nice.
Excellent day.
Right on.
All right, so my comment is that black people are not the problem with America, not the major problem.
Right.
The major problem is white America, because you guys are the majority. You guys are, your lower level whites are meth heads and crackheads, and they have no sense of goals and morals, none at all. It's the worst you've ever seen white people be.
Dang. It's the worst we've ever seen white people be.
Yeah. You
might be right.
The way I'm talking.
I don't know.
But and then you average Americans are weak. You only complain. You don't try to make a difference. You don't try to make a change. You just sit back and complain. And then your older generation of whites, who were in the racist generation, are corrupt, and they steal, and they just are greedy, and they started the downward spiral of America from the jump. So that's what I had to say, man. That's what I had to say.
I think it's even whites who are ahead of us, like who are dead already, because this started long before the older generation was even born. It's like, evil is passed down from generation to generation. So
y'all passed it down, all right.
So I don't even think the 50s were that based. It's just based compared to now, You said the racist generation. Yeah, the people who are more based in reality. And actually, the older generation of blacks were more sensible, too. Like, they were not for this integration and civil rights stuff. I don't know how you feel about the so-called civil rights movement. But
all I know is...
I don't think that whites are the problem in America.
Oh, most definitely.
Nor blacks, nor illegals, nor Jews, nor anybody. It's evil inside of us.
Well,
I don't know if I disagree with a word you said there about the whites, though.
But answer me this, though.
Uh-huh.
Why do you put most of your focus on the blacks? How come it's not 50-50? I mean, y'all are the majority, not the minority. So,
right.
I mean,
but the blacks have been complaining. The blacks have. The whites catch their criticism, and there's no problem with criticizing whites, but there's a problem with criticizing blacks, and so they don't get enough criticism, and so somebody has to do it, and then on top of it, it's more entertaining, and it's just so shocking how much blacks have been allowed to just go wild with the fake racism thing and all kinds of stuff. There's like a vacuum of truth. There is some truth in the white community, but there's a vacuum of truth in the black community. You guys are starving for truth, and you don't even know it.
Sounds like to me y'all don't hold yourself accountable.
No, I'm talking about... It sounds like to me that you all don't hold yourselves accountable.
We do, but it's only a small percentage of us that act like a fool. But it's most of y'all now.
But no, it's yes, it's most of us. I think most of everybody acts like a fool. But I don't think you realize how bad even the normal, somewhat sensible blacks like you and Joe from Phoenix. I don't know how you feel about him, but like that's ridiculous.
I love Joe from Phoenix.
Yeah. And then
I love Joe from Phoenix.
And Tony from California. You guys don't commit crimes. Not that I know of.
No, we don't.
But you're
don't.
senseless. Like you believe in the racism thing, and you don't want to look at like yourself within. When I talk, I do bellyache and complain a lot. But but
that's your job.
I'm also trying to like look at myself and not get caught up and watch myself and like start to do what JLP and the Bible and God and Jesus say, like pray without ceasing and stuff like that, and overcome.
But that's all made up stuff. Like he made that up. Nobody else made that up.
No, it's in the Bible. What the heck?
It's not in the Bible. He
Yes,
twists everything up in the Bible, man. He twists everything up.
Can we talk?
Hey,
let's talk again later, man. I gotta go.
Man, I had a question. All right.
I appreciate it, man. Take care.
Yeah.
Call me again. John from Kentucky. Thank you, man. This has been the Hake Report, guys. I want to make sure that I allow time for women's music. Shout out to the ladies. Love soda does not like juice, says Scalawags is the word has a long history of use as a slur in Southern partisan debates. The post-Civil War opponents of the Scalawags claimed they were disloyal to traditional values and white supremacy. Nice. Right on, man. Appreciate that. Evil is real. And double checking over here. EBB. Oh, no. I already read that one. I thought that it was a new one. Okay, thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Let me double check over here. Did Deus Intra explain his or her super chat? I don't think so. Save the cosmos. Fire purifies. Explain that to me tomorrow. DJ on Paw snuck in a diamond. Happy B-Day, Hake. Thank you, man. Well, guys, thank you very much. And here is Tu es la force du silence. It's French or some Latin language. Do you like the Latin people? By Ataraxia. Hope you enjoy, and adios, America. Bye.
Rose dans le ténébreux, renseignante et pâle, toi la force du silence, en noir vent, baiser des plus funèbres, toi la force du silence, mort les seuls baisers, je vais voir l'ombre, mon ombre, saignante pâle, parfum de tristesse, toi la force du silence. Oh, oh, ténébreux, renseignante et pâle, toi la force